Hello, welcome to Fix It Friday with Coach Julie here, coming at you with all your questions from the week and to answer them. So I'm just laughing at myself because literally just like destroyed my living room trying to get the lighting sorted out. I mean, it's like 6 o'clock, and what happened to late nights, right? I don't know if you see out the window, it's been so cloudy all day. But how's your week been? Let me know what's happening. Fix It Friday, like I say, all the questions that you popped into me during the week covering health, fitness, all things female, and then kind of like your struggles for the week. And I tell you what, the questions that have come in so far, you can tell it's a Friday night. Tell it's a Friday night. There's a bit of a theme to some of these questions. And if you've not had a chance to submit your question yet, pop them in the comments. And if you're on the Facebook, the LinkedIn, pop yes, give permission to StreamYard in order for you to do that, to pop your question in. And let me know you're joining. How's your Friday been so far? I'm quite high energy this Friday, quite surprisingly. I don't know what it is. I've ended the week on quite a high. I think I'm just quite excited about things. I had a couple interesting classes at uni. I did kick someone out of my spin class. She came in 10 minutes late, door closed, comes in, class full flow, trying to set up on her spin bike. And if you've not been to spin before, well, you can imagine, right? It takes a bit of time to set up your bike. So yeah, she came on, hadn't even like thought about setting up and had to have a word. I said, you're 10 minutes late, kept the class going. So you can't join because you're not covered by insurance. The insurance deal is you've got to have your warm up, all your safety cues, all that stuff. And she's like, but I jogged here. I was like, are you seriously arguing with me in the middle of a class? I was like, mic on off. No, you cannot join. Please leave. And then at the same time going, right, class, level 14, 120 speed. So yeah, it was a bit manic. So I think I'm still high after the adrenaline of the uni classes. All right, shall we get into it? Hey, David. Good. Pleased to hear you've been doing the stretches. You're welcome. Anything that's still feeling super tight, drop me a note and then I can send you a little clip of a particular stretch. I know your hips were tight, but hopefully they are helping. There's a few hip ones as well that I can show you. They're not ones that you particularly want to do in the gym, but I can show you those ones just to help get right deep into the hips. So if you're still feeling a bit tight in hips, drop me a note and I'll send you a little video of what to do. All right, let's get into Fix It Friday. The questions we've got so far, like I say, if you're on StreamYard, give permission so you can pop in your questions. Likewise, if you're on Instagram, drop your questions in. All right, so first up, we've got, is it better to lose weight on the scale or inches in your body measurement? Oh, that's a good one, right? No worries, David. So, scale weight versus body measurements. Now, with my clients, I take both. I take both because all the different sets of data tell us different things. Now, when we jump on the scales, we're weighing everything, right? So, when the scales jump up, we're measuring vital organs, water retention, any undigested food. When we step on the scales, we have that emotional tendency to be like, oh, I've put weight on. We don't go, oh, I'm more intelligent, right? We tend to go to the doomsday thing of going, oh, I put more weight on. And that's why it's really good to track your scale weight alongside your body measurements because they both tell a picture. And same with body measurements. Now, depending on what you're doing training wise, you might see that like maybe your thighs, oh, they're going up a little bit. But if you're like me and you're doing spin training or you're doing a lot of leg work, then your quad muscles and your thighs are going to get bigger, right? So as we shape and tone the legs, the muscles are going to get bigger and more defined. So when we come to do the measurements, that means that we can see those numbers going up. So it's not necessarily that a reduction is always a negative, a positive. It's about looking at the whole story because so often we look at certain numbers and go, oh, it's going down, that's a good thing. But that isn't the only measure of health. Going down in numbers isn't the only measure of health. So I just want to let that sink in for a moment. So that's where you want all sets of data. So scale weight, just to help track, especially if you're female. We've got different periods that happen during the month where our weight goes up, it goes down, water retention, different things going on in our body. So it's good to have that. But again, measure your body weight every day. So body weight every day and then take an average of the week and then compare those averages rather than stepping on once in a blue moon and going, oh my God, freaking out. I knew it was heavy. And then you just give up. Okay, so think about it as sets of data. So what are the sets of data? So the short answer to that, I know it's a bit long, is you want to have different sets of data because different sets of data tell you different things. Okay, so the body weight and the measurements as well. And then the other one I like to add in with clients is around our before and after pictures. Now, I'm not someone who likes to share those necessarily online. I'll share my own. And if a client's happy for me to share them, then fine. But I tend to like to have clients who aren't comfortable looking at their own bodies. So therefore, I do not put pressure on them to share them outwardly. They can have those pictures for themselves. But where they come in use is when we're not seeing the scale weight change, our body measurements maybe have plateaued a bit. So we think, oh, nothing's happened. And actually, when you've got your before pictures, when you started out to where you are now, then you can look at them and kind of look at the differences visually. Okay, because let's face it, if we're losing weight, we want to shape and tone the body. Quite a bit of that's about visuals and how we look at our body. So that helps too. So ultimately, 3 sets of data: scale weight, body measurements, and the before and after pictures. And like, you do not have to share your before and after pictures with anybody. Those can be personal to you. But all those things are going to help you track healthy fitness. And like I say, it's not all about these numbers going down. It can be when you're shaping and toning the body muscles, like your biceps, for example, might go up. The thighs might go up. The calf muscles might grow as well. Like I say, if you do a lot of training like I do, your calf muscles go up. It's a nightmare wearing jeans because the jeans creep up because of my calf muscles. So it is that whole thing about, what is it you're looking for? Are you training specifically to shape and tone a certain area? Is it overall weight loss? But really look at using those 3 matrix. So I said I was going to give you a short answer. The short answer is one's not better than the other. It's about having the different sets of data to tell a story about what's going on in your body, what's happening in terms of fat, what's happening in terms of muscle, and that shaping and toning of your body. All right, that's that one. Next up, we've got, should I have the lobster ravioli or the seafood pasta? Seafood pasta dish, all right. So this is an eating out one. So when we're eating out, it's really about going protein first, as I call it. Always think about what is a dish that has got the most protein in it. Now, lobster ravioli, the chances are it'll be kind of like a mushed up filling, probably with cream and stuff in it. So it'll be hard to tell how much protein's actually in that lobster ravioli. And then it'll be encased in the pasta. And depending, it might come with oil or it might be saucy. But either way, let's just talk about the pasta ravioli bit, because I can't kind of second guess what it comes in. But that ultimately isn't going to have a whole lot of protein. Now, your seafood spaghetti pasta dish, again, how much seafood? Some places are really generous of how much seafood they put in those, and it's not just a whole heap of pasta. So you might actually be better going for that one, because then at least you're getting whole pieces of seafood, so whole pieces of protein. So with anything, when we're eating out, go protein first. Think about what's the thing that's got most protein in it. What's it going to be most likely that whole source of protein? And what I mean by that is in terms of actually chunks of fish, as we spoke about in the seafood spaghetti, rather than kind of mushed up with other ingredients. So think protein first. And as I always say, carbs are not bad. They're our main fuel source. We do need them and they're enjoyable, right? But it's thinking about, well, actually, if you're deciding which thing's going to serve my body best, protein first. And then watch out for things where they're kind of carb heavy and not much protein. Depending on where you're going and the type of restaurant, some will be carb heavy to kind of cut down on costs. And others will be like, bam, here's your protein, have it, enjoy it. So yeah, it's really about the quality of the restaurant and just knowing what dishes are going to have what, but think whole protein, and you'll be sure to win. Other thing to watch out for, there's probably quite a lot of salt in restaurant meals, so you'll be dehydrated. So again, if you jump on the scales, you'll find the salt has caused water retention in your body, and therefore you're going to be a bit heavier. So think about making sure you hydrate. If you're out drinking, or even if you're not drinking, make sure you're getting plenty of water to combat the salt and the water retention that's going to come from that, from being out and having a restaurant meal. But go and enjoy your meal and your seafood. Okay, next one up. Should I do an extra 15 minutes of cardio? I currently do 30-minute sessions. Okay, so this one again depends on what's your goal. Is it that you're looking to improve your heart health? You want to be able to kind of walk up the stairs. Well, if you're doing 30 minutes of cardio, you're going to be able to walk up the stairs without out of breath. Is it you want to be able to run after your kids or run after the dog? Like, depends on what your goal is. But I suspect this question is around weight loss. So I'm going to take it from a weight loss stance. So if you're thinking, actually, I'm doing 30 minutes of cardio, should I do another 15 minutes to burn more calories? Then my answer would be no. No, you don't need to do more cardio. What you do need to be doing is actually strength work. So strength work can be body weight. You guys know I'll do lives with body weight training, body weight training, strength work, or with weights. And what that does is basically adapt to the body. So we make our muscles grow stronger by putting extra load on them. So that progressive overload allows us to shape and tone our muscles, and our muscles are calorie hungry. So that's going to help us with weight loss. But that aside, as females, we're going into perimenopause, menopause, even beyond then, we need to be building our muscle bank and our bone strength for future health. So as a principle for future health, then we want to be building muscle strength. So one for calorie, weight maintenance, bone strength, and just supporting our muscle bank, because as we become older as female and go through that perimenopause, menopause stage, it's harder for us to have muscle. We lose our hormones balance, our hormone balance changes, and it makes it harder for us to gain muscle. So we need to be building that muscle bank now as we go through those stages. And if you're thinking, oh my God, I'm actually through the menopause, it is never too late. It's never too late to start working your muscle bank. So ultimately, no to more cardio. The kind of baseline, if you like, is 2 cardio sessions a week, 30 minutes, and then 3 strength training sessions a week. So if you think 5 in total, 2 of which are cardio and 3 of which are strength. And if you're thinking cardio, what is that, a HIIT class? It doesn't have to be a HIIT class. I do HIIT because I enjoy it. For you, it might be just walking at a bit of faster pace. Anything that's going to get you a bit out of breath. That's ultimately what cardio is. So 2 sessions, 30 minutes a week, and then 3 sessions of strength training with or without weights. Wherever you're at in your fitness journey, it's about that progressive overload. And you guys know I'm a big fan of being able to train with your body before you need to add weights on. So there's lots and lots of options. And if you're struggling with those and don't know where to start, let me know, because I do have free workouts on YouTube, which is like body weight strength. So that can help get you started. All right, that was that one. Next up, is red wine any good? I told you it's Friday night, right? Is red wine any good? So in a small glass of red wine is about 125 calories. And you will have heard some things about like the heart benefits of certain antioxidant properties of red wine. Like all things in life, it's not that it's bad, but if you're looking for weight maintenance or weight loss, then you want to be kind of controlling how much you have of it. So like 1 small glass a week isn't going to harm you in terms of weight gain. But what I would say is it's probably less calories than, say, a beer or a cocktail, which has probably got a lot of sugar in. So if you're looking at what's the best option, then a red wine, I'd take that over a beer or a cocktail. Now, if you're thinking, well, what's got less than a red wine, then you want to look at spirits and then a mixer. And when you're mixer, you're looking at kind of like your tonic water rather than your fizzy drinks. I know some people have Coke Zero and things like that, but really you want to try and get like tonic water, ginger beers, things with full sugars in them. I personally aren't a fan of all the kind of aspartame and the chemical fructose stuff that they're using. And there's studies going on about stevia, the different natural ones, and the impact they have on our gut health. But I appreciate when you're out and about, that can make it really difficult to go, excuse me, can I just read what the ingredients is in your soft drink before I buy it? So ultimately, the story is there are things worse than red wine. There's beer, there's cocktails which will have more calories. So if it's a small glass of red wine, you can stick to that, great. If you find yourself overindulging and having more than 1 glass of red wine, then that calorie number is going to go up. But also the impact of any alcohol we have, if we're having more and more of it, then it's likely to stimulate our appetite and make us eat more. So that's more the other side impact, not just the drinking, but actually what it's going to do in terms of stimulating our appetite and make us eat more that evening and into the next day. So you want to kind of count for that as well. And like I say, the kind of lowest alcoholic drink you can have would be like spirit with a tonic water mixer, for example. That'd be your kind of lowest option. But with all these things, drink water in between, and you try and, just, I don't want to say be good, but just think about how you want to feel the next day. So thinking, actually, I want to have 1 or 2, not because I'm restricting and controlling myself, but I want to have 1 or 2 because I want to feel good the next day rather than wake up feeling lethargic and rubbish. Okay, next one. Oh, kind of covered this. What should I drink as a mixer? So kind of covered that, but I'll just expand a bit more. So I mentioned about the different types of mixtures in terms of fizzy drinks, draft Cokes, and Coke Zero. So a lot of people know I'm not a fan of all these drinks like Coke Zero. And, people say, oh, but they've got 0 calories. There's nothing wrong with them. But I personally have seen with the clients I've worked with over the years, they're addicted to these drinks. They're addicted to all the Coke Zeros, the low sugar options. They're addicted to these things and they drink gallons and gallons of it. And people be like, yeah, but it's lower calories. It's better than if they had full sugar. But when I say to them, have a full sugar Coke, they'll be like, but I can't drink a whole can. I'm like, exactly. You're not supposed to be able to drink gallons of this stuff. So whilst the studies aren't there, I do believe they will come out about the fact that actually these alternatives are addictive, and the effects on the body in terms of stimulating appetite and wanting more and more. It's almost like the Pringle equivalent of once you pop, you can't stop, right? And I know in Scotland we brought in the sugar tax, which means the price of a soft drink has gone up with sugar in it, which is why most companies have gone to these alternative chemical or natural to bring down the cost of their product to then not have to pass it on to the consumer. However, what we're seeing with that is if you buy like a meal deal size, so what's a meal deal size? About 250 mils, and that's super expensive now. It might be like £1.90. And then if you go to the soft drink aisle in the supermarket, you can get 2.5 litres for literally like £2.15. So literally 20p more from that amount to that amount of Coke. That's nuts, right? So actually the sugar tax isn't working. It's actually making you go and buy more of the stuff. But ultimately, when it comes to mixers, try and stay away from the zeros, because it'll help you not overindulge when you have full sugar products. And for me personally, like say when I go out and drink like vodka and Coke, and that's the only thing I really have. Now what I've managed to get in a few places is a ginger beer. So kind of moving away from the Coke to the ginger beer. So that's definitely been working a bit better for me. So I don't drink a lot, to be fair. I'm not a big drinker these days. So yeah, vodka and ginger beer is my go-to. Oh, and another one is Savora. I've said it right. Savora is a Edinburgh-based, well, Scottish-based drink company, and they're making mixers without any artificial sugars, sweeteners. They do two kinds at the moment because small company. There's a lime and a guava one. They've got a watermelon one coming out, and they've got a fiery ginger and orange one. And these are all natural ingredients, and you can mix it with spirits. They kind of base it around tequila, but you can mix it with any old spirit. So yeah, if you want to know about that drink company, just drop me a note and I'll send you a link to their mixers. So that's that one. All right, what else have we got? Should I, yes, said it's Friday night. Should I have wine tonight to help me relax? Okay, so exactly that. I think we have a culture around Friday night. What do we do to relax? We turn the telly on, we get a big grab bag of crisps, and we grab a drink, and that's the only way we can relax. Now, I'm going to suggest some things here, and you're going to like roll your eyes at me. But think about the different ways that you can relax without it impacting your energy and your health. Okay, so ultimately, alcohol is a poisoning. Yes, our body filters it out, but it's all about numbing yourselves. So whilst we might see it as a relaxant, actually alcohol is a numbing agent. So it numbs us from the feelings we've got, and that's what helps us feel relaxed. It numbs our senses, it numbs our emotions. And it's that whole thing about, well, why are you trying to numb yourself? And unfortunately, in our society, it's become such a thing to drink. I've had a client who's done a course on not drinking, and not because she had a problem with alcohol, but just because she felt like, actually, I want to find out more about that. And what the education was around this alcohol, she discovered like the links to cancer around alcohol and drinking with being female cancer, also how marketing targeted female drinkers and how successful they were. And I think she just wanted to kind of disassociate herself with the drinks industry and the marketing and the things that they've done to get their sales up at the expense of female health. So she's wanted to distance herself from that, so she no longer drinks. And I guess that goes back into the whole point about society. A lot of our social interactions are based around having a drink. When it's sunny, everyone goes out and has a drink and sits outside drinking. Social interactions, whether it be funerals, weddings, it's about drinking. Relaxing at the weekend is about having a drink to reward yourself, to feel relaxed. So what are my suggestions? Herbal teas. Like, what, really? But it's true, just having a herbal tea, something hot, warm, comforting. If that's not enough, think about when you're a kid, you used to have a milky drink. Hot milk, hot chocolate, something like that, where you feel like you're kind of indulging without the side effects of alcohol. So if you have a hot chocolate and you really enjoy it, the chances are you're just going to have the one. Whereas if you have a glass of wine, the chances are you're going to have two, and then three, and then the crisps and everything else. So really think about actually what's going to help you relax. And if your body's feeling tight and tense, think about going and having a hot bath, just like switching off from the world and having a hot bath. And then there's teas as well. I think it's Kava tea. I think it's a yoga, if that's how you say it, or maybe it's yogi tea company, do like a kava tea, which is known for like stress relieving, relaxing properties. So it's really about hot drinks, so hot herbal teas, hot milk, a hot chocolate, hot bath. It's all about warming us to relax the muscles, because like in saunas and things, it's all about relaxing the muscles and relaxing the mind. Whereas what alcohol is actually going to do, give you that initial numbing and relaxing, but then you're going to be fired awake, right? You're going to go to bed and like initially fall asleep, and then you might wake up at 2 or 3 wired, and then the next day you're going to be sluggish and tired. You know, it only takes 1 or 2 drinks before you get that feeling the next day, and you're kind of dragging your body around. So it's really thinking about, what can I do to switch up what relaxing means for me? Because it is a mental thing. So what can I change so that relaxing on a Friday night means something a bit different for me around a herbal teas? And you might have a partner who likes to drink more, and that's fine. And my partner, my husband, might have a few drinks tonight. I'm cool with that. He wants to have a few drinks too. But for me, I personally, I want to have a good night's sleep. Maybe I'm getting old, but I want to have a good night's sleep. So I'm not bothered about having a drink, and I don't have any in the house, and I'm not fussy away off the supermarket. I was like, no, I'm not bothered. I'd rather get up tomorrow, wake up feeling good, feeling fresh, and just smash out the day and really enjoy the time. So it's that whole thing about choosing how you want to feel the next day, and how you're feeling right now in this moment might be the temptation to take those things that you think are going to relax you, but actually they're going to dull you over the weekend and drain your energy over the weekend. So think about how you want to feel tomorrow and what you can do around relaxation. And it might even be doing like a 15-minute yoga class, doing a 10-minute meditation, or like say, if you find it easier, head in the bath, get a good book, chill out, breathe, go to bed, have a brilliant night's sleep, and you're going to wake up feeling so much better. All right, team. So I've overrun by about 6-7 minutes, but I just wanted to Fix It Friday, help you with all your queries, all the questions that come in during the week. Keep dropping them to me. You don't have to wait for Friday. You can drop them beforehand. I'm happy to answer. Or if you want specifically for the Friday call, then again, drop it in and let me know. But thank you for joining me. Appreciate you. Enjoy your weekend. Make the choices that work for you, your body, and where you want to go on your healthy journey in terms of food, alcohol, female health, and all things about enjoying life. Life is to be enjoyed, food is to be enjoyed. So don't beat yourself up. Be guilt-free, but own it and make the decisions that are right for you this weekend. Take care, and I shall catch you next week. Thanks again.